So if I feel like practicing my ASL, then I'll watch the news in ASL. One of my favorite go-to people is the Daily Moth. I also like watching YouTubers such as ASL Stew, R-Sign Duo, and R-Sign World. And those are just some of my favorites to name a few, but then again, there are some other YouTubers out there that I've probably watched, but those are just the ones I can name. Also, if I feel like getting any extra practice, then maybe I'll try interpreting what he's saying and seeing if I can kind of keep up with his interpretation, because it's always good to practice interpreting because it's ASL and I'm hearing, so yeah, but it just depends on the day and what I feel like doing. One of my favorite Spanish YouTubers is Juanpa Storita, and he's one of my favorites just because I feel like his Spanish is pretty standard Mexican Spanish, pretty easy to understand. His cinematics, as you're seeing, are beautiful, and I just suggest if you watch videos to learn your languages, try and watch them without subtitles like I'm doing if you get to that point, and even if you need subtitles, just try not to lean on them. And I would say let go even before you feel like you're ready to, just so then you have that learning curve and you won't go back to subtitles. So let go when you understand about 50 or 60% of what they're saying, and then you'll get a lot better at Spanish or whatever language you're learning. But yeah, I just really like his videos. There are a couple of other Spanish YouTubers that I watch as well, but he's probably one of the easiest to understand by far. As for Korean is concerned, most recently I have been studying just conjugations, mostly present tense, and just building up vocab. I restudied diphthongs because they always get me messed up. Like when I'm trying to read in Korean, I always miss like one syllable block, and that's usually because of diphthongs and just all the verbs not being like fully, not all the vowels not fully being in my head. The other thing is like sound change rules. I always kind of mess up on when I try and read in Korean. I always mess up that one sound block because of sound change rules. I went through numbers. I'm on lesson 20 of learning Talk to Me in Korean, level 1. So yeah, I've been working on the markings, and I actually just hired a Korean teacher. My Korean hopefully will get a lot better in the days to come, because I feel like I kind of just don't really know where to start. But hopefully I'll get some vocabulary built and be able to put together some basic sentences. Okay, and as for French, I am using the Ultimate French Review and Practice Premium 3rd Edition. And I'm using this to learn French basically because I kind of already have a kind of a background in French. Like, I studied it for a year in like middle school, elementary, middle school. I think it was middle school. The first year of middle school, so I feel like since I do know another Romance language to a decent level, I know Spanish, I was just like, as long as I get comfortable with French, it should be easier to pick up. So yeah, my goal for French basically is just to get more comfortable with it, give it the time of day. I was just working on present tense verb conjugations. Sorry, I pressed really hard and this is like exposing me. Like I pressed like Braille or something. I don't know. You can feel it, but I conjugated all the present tense, the RE, the IR, and the ER verbs. So that was really time consuming, but I mean, it got the rule into my head. So I think the next thing I want to try and do is start making sentences and learning basic vocab. But yeah, that's where I kind of am with French. As you heard in my Speaking 5 Languages videos, my French is not the best at all. It kind of sounds like Spanish. So this kind of next couple months, I'm going to really try and develop my French accent and just my French vocabulary and just really separating that from Spanish. And I feel like this book is a really good book. But for me, I really like just quick learning. I don't like kind of dwelling on things for too long. And I just really like it because I think even like within, yeah, you just turn the page and it's basically a whole new lesson, a whole new thing that you're learning. So I like to teach myself, and if you kind of like teaching yourself and not really having too much information. Like, it's just enough for you to be able to teach yourself. But again, it's not really a walkthrough book, it's more of a workbook. But yeah, it's really fun and I like it, so that's what I'm working on in French.